What's up, my beautiful family? It's High Energy Tuesday. Let's go. First off, for those who were able to make the conference, thank you. It was an incredible experience to just sit alongside of other thought leaders and be able to just pour out as we discuss things related to trauma and how to get to that place of healing, resilience, and then purpose, success, and legacy. I truly believe that lives were changed, and the feedback that has come behind that has supported that so far. So there'll be more in the future, and I'm truly excited for that. But as we get into it on this High Energy Tuesday, what we're talking about today is we're talking about entitlement. Don't get to a place where you're stuck on entitlement. Get stuck off entitlement is what we're discussing today. Too many times in life we accomplish certain things, or we have certain successes, or we sacrifice certain things, and we believe because of our sacrifice or because of our accomplishments or because of our status in life, we're owed something. And a lot of times what that does is it holds us back from what we should really be doing on life or in life and what we should be focusing on. If you ever watched ants before, normally what you see ants doing, I'm laughing because I'm thinking, hey, where do you think this story is going? But normally what you see ants doing is you see them just moving in unison with each other, and they're moving to build their shelter. They're moving the food along, and the last thing that they're concerned with is entitlement. Who gets the credit for this or who is owed that? But they're just moving and working together and in unison to accomplish something that's extremely important to their survival. And so sometimes what happens is we get to a point where we get stuck because we believe that we're entitled instead of just doing the work. Recently, what was sitting within me or kind of stuck within me was, just because God used you to open a door, it doesn't mean that you're supposed to walk through it. And that shook me because I felt at one point that I was entitled to some things, and I had to get past it. I had to get over that, because sometimes it's not about walking through the door, but sometimes it's about opening other doors and other doors and other doors, because maybe there's someone else that is supposed to walk through that door that you opened. And I look back at the civil rights movement. There were many that sacrificed so much but didn't have the opportunity to walk through the doors that they opened along the way. And so we have to get to a place where we're okay with that. We have to get to a place where we can just focus on the work. We can focus on what we're charged with and continue to move on through life. But don't get stuck on entitlement, because really getting stuck on entitlement means that entitlement gets stuck on us, and it's a weight. And we're not making progress in the future, because now there's an offense that's taking place. Now there's a, hey, I'm owed that. Hey, this is supposed to be mine. I put all this work in to get this, and I want to hang on to it, even though we're supposed to let some things go, even though we're supposed to move on in life. And so if you ever get stuck in a certain place in life, you're like, hey, I'm not making progress, look at what you're holding on to, because what you're holding on to is probably holding on to you. I have to ask, where are you going in life? Can you visualize that? Can you picture that? Can you take a moment and just give some time to that question? Where are you going in life? The next question is, what's holding you back? What's keeping you from making progress? What's keeping you from moving forward? Is it someone else? Is it you? Is it something? What is it? What's keeping you from making progress? What's keeping you from accomplishing your goals? Let's take a look at that. And if it's entitlement, or if it's like, hey, I feel like I'm just stuck in this place because I'm chasing after something because I feel like I'm owed it, then let's really analyze, let's really break that down. Because sometimes we have to get focused back on the work. Just like the ants are moving from one place to another, and they're building unselfishly, they're moving along, and things are happening, they're eating well, and they're building their shelters for their survival. There's progress happening without the entitlement. There's progress happening for the entire body of that formation without the entitlement. So how do we get to a place where we can work with our community? How do we get to a place where we can work alongside one another and we're not stuck on who gets the credit or who's owed what, but we're more focused on the work and what has to happen? Because guess what? As those ants are focused on the work, they're eating well, they're living well, and they're moving along as they're supposed to move along. And so how do we get to a place in life where we're no longer stuck on entitlement? Because that's another key. That's another thing that we have to just self-analyze and look at some of our own internal struggles of things that we're holding on to, that we think we're holding on to, but are really holding on to us, that are holding on to us in a way that is holding us back from really reaching our purpose, from really reaching our goals, from really overcoming our challenges and destroying our giants in life. Because we have a responsibility to make progress. We don't have any excuses. We don't have any more time, but we have a responsibility to move forward, whether it's a responsibility to ourselves, whether it's a responsibility to our children, whether it's a responsibility to the next generation. It's a responsibility, and we have something to do about it. And we can't get stuck on entitlement, because I can tell you, if you just focus on the work, everything else is going to begin to line up. Everything else is going to begin to work out over time. So stop getting so stuck on the entitlement that you're at a place in life where you're just paused and you're still there and you're reliving those same moments of, hey, I sacrificed this to get this. I've been there. And I lived through that in so many different elements, so many different ways. And I'm telling you that sometimes you just got to let it go and you move on. Sometimes you got to say, you know what? I was meant to open that door, but not meant to walk through it. I'm meant to open this door and then walk through that one. I'm telling you, sometimes you got to get stuck off entitlement. It's High Energy Tuesday, y'all. I love y'all, and let's go.